Hi. For my lesson, I chose to review conflict, and we're reading a novel right now, The Maze Runner. We're pretty much a little bit past the halfway point, so we're going over things and events that have happened so far in the novel with our conflict handout. So what I decided to do was first create a PowerPoint and show that with them so we can review the different types of conflict. I had previously reviewed conflict earlier in this year along with the plot diagram characterization. So this was just a review for them as far as the PowerPoint. The PowerPoint that I used had interactive visuals and scenarios. So I put the PowerPoint on. I did not have my students take notes because this is a review and I wanted them to focus on the PowerPoint rather than taking notes and looking up and down. So we went through the PowerPoint. It showed the different types of conflict and explained them. Near the end of the PowerPoint, it kind of had like an interactive design to it. So it would give you a visual and you would ask the students, what kind of conflict type is this? So if it was maybe two people getting in an argument, the conflict would be person versus person or man versus man. So it had a few visuals so that the class could interact and discuss what conflict type it was. Along with the visuals, there was also scenarios. So it would give a certain issue and this class would have to discuss whether, what type it was. So whether it was person versus person, person versus nature, and so forth. So after that review, that took about 10 to 15 minutes. We went on into our groups. I assigned groups for this, the class. I did realize that I put them in groups of 3 at first. And I realized that that probably wasn't the best idea because I noticed while walking around that 2 of my students were always in a discussion while the other third person was kind of just like listening to the conversation, trying to get their word in or if they had something to say. But I felt that if I do this lesson in the future, that I would probably make it just in pairs so that they could focus more on their discussion and not leave anyone out. What I really liked about this lesson, it was the visuals. I also provided my students with a video of the trailer for the movie The Maze Runner, and I think that that kind of kept them motivated to keep reading and to keep engaged in the reading that we do, because so far we've been doing this about 20 minutes a day of reading, so I know that they could, sometimes lose track. So the visual and the video trailer, I think, motivated them a little bit more to keep on task. Overall, I think that this lesson went pretty well, aside from the fact that I probably need to make smaller groups of 2 instead of 3. My students, for the most part, I felt understood the concept of conflict. They were able to relate it to the novel and bring those events that we've read so far about in the novel to the handout and identify which type of conflict it was, as well as who the conflict involved with the characters. Thank you.